It's the Daily Dog.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. Thanks for hanging out with me today. All right, my friends, it is a Monday. We are starting a brand new week here, and y'all know what time it is. It's a Metal Monday. Mondays are when we make special room for the metal bands in our orbit. And today, for the very first time, I am taking a look at the band Slipknot and their song Psychosocial. So a couple of weeks ago, our good friend John Franek, came to me and he says, "Hey, I have a good idea for you for your Metal Monday." And I said, "All right, let's hear it. All ears." And he said, "You should do some music from Slipknot." And I'm like, "Who are they?" And John's like, "Oh, you don't know Slipknot?" I'm like, "No, I don't." He says, "Well, let me take a look at some of their songs and I'll pick one for you to start with." And he has chosen Psychosocial from their fourth album, All Hope Is Gone, released in 2008. This is an album that, as I read in, centers on themes including anger, disaffection, obsession, and their thoughts on the music industry. Apparently, Slipknot is an American heavy metal band that comes from Iowa, formed in 1995. So they were forming right about the time that I was graduating high school in Nebraska, one state over. They are known for their energetic and chaotic live shows with an attention-grabbing, aggressive style of music. They have cited Korn, Limp Bizkit, Kiss, and Faith No More as some of their biggest musical influences. And this is what I find interesting, y'all. The members of this band perform while wearing unique individual face masks and matching jumpsuits. And they claim that the masks are used to help divert attention away from themselves as individuals and onto the music that they are performing. And this also helps them protect their privacy. So we're going to be looking at the official video to Psychosocial, the longer one. There was two different versions of this, and I went for the longer one. Okay, the music and the lyrics are by the band. We've got a bunch of people in this band. Sid Wilson on turntables, keyboards and backing vocals. Joey Jordison is on the drums. Paul Gray is on bass and backing vocals. Chris Fain is on percussion and backing vocals. Jim Roots on the guitar. Craig Jones is on samples, doing some sampling and some keyboards. Sean Crahan is on percussion. Take a look at this. He is listed as playing the gong, the beer keg, and the snare drum. I think I was all-state beer keg my senior year, y'all. So I'll be interested to see how Sean plays that particular thing. And he is also on backing vocals. We got Mick Thompson on guitar and Corey Taylor on the lead vocals. So the term psychosocial, y'all, it's not just the name of a song, it's an actual thing. Psychosocial is the definition. It says relating to the interrelation of social factors and individual thought and behavior. So this is relating social conditions to issues of mental health and behavior. And so their song is all about how these things interact and apparently what they feel about it. So let's dive in, y'all. This is going to be the official video to Psychosocial by Slipknot. Here we go. Ooh. Heavy, for sure. What I expected. Gotta hold on to my cans if I'm gonna headbang to this. Woo! That is a creepy mask. Who's playing the timpani back there? Check that out. That's cool. Go drill your deserts, go dig your graves, then fill your mouth with all the money you will save. Sinking in, getting smaller again. I'm done. It has begun. I'm not the only one. Now it sounds like 90s alt rock. There's the 5. But it doesn't go to 1. What key are they in, y'all? This is nothing new, but when we killed it all, the hate was all we had. Damn. They ain't happy, y'all. Now there's only emptiness, venomous, insipid. I think we're done and I'm not the only one. That's an E-flat chord. Goes down to D. Should be 5 to G, but it doesn't go there. Woo. Sounds for a heavy metal band as good as straight ahead metal as I've heard. It's mixed very well. Let's see the guitar solo. Dance break. Didn't expect a dance break in a metal song. And their outfits are creepy, y'all. They are singing The Limits of the Dead. I think that guy with all the spikes in his mask is going to have a headache tomorrow. Chorus again. I would rather hear them sing like this the whole time, if I'm being honest. It has more musicality to it. They're nicely in tune together. I think that's the same guy overdubbing. But it doesn't go there. Got that one. Back to the Limits of the Dead. I don't know what they specifically mean by that. I mean, the line in the chorus is the preservation of the martyr in me, and that's it. Huh. I will give him this. And some of these, really heavy metal pieces, is that, yeah, okay, finally, getting done there. In these big, heavy pieces, sometimes I am just sitting there paying attention to when it's going to end. And that's not what I was doing here. I was really into trying to figure out what they were talking about and what the music was doing. Let's talk a little bit about the harmonies here. I don't know what key they were in, and that's something that I haven't said on this channel very often. They kept using an E-flat power chord that kind of went down to a D. And I kept hearing an A down in the bass, and that A against the E flat is a tritone, right? It's almost like it should be in B flat or G minor. And they went from that E flat chord down to that D major chord. I think what the melody was doing, I heard an E flat and then an F and then an F sharp. And that F sharp becomes a leading tone, and it's just hanging out there and it's unrealized. And they didn't go to G, they didn't go to B flat. But I think they're playing in those scales, but I'd have to listen to it again, quite frankly, or see their chart to see what they're really doing. The feedback, not feedback, but the distortion in the sound of those big power chords is difficult for me sometimes to get a a true reading on what the actual pitch is. It's just the sound, the sound, the sound in that rhythm. As I was doing some more reading in today, Psychosocial, they say, is a song about about hate for life and our broken society. And it sure seems like that's true as we're looking at this. They are talking about seeing all of these things in that happen in our society, and we can't make sense of it. And so we're like, what the hell is going on? The chorus, and the rain will kill us all. The rain, I think, here is a metaphor as this stuff that we see as hampering us or falling down on us or coming at us is unrelenting, and it's going to kill our spirits, our optimism, our positivity, our hope, and we become jaded and we can't get out of it. We can't break out of it. The rain will kill us all, throw ourselves against the wall, but no one else can see the preservation of the martyr in me. I still haven't figured out exactly what that particularly means. If you have thoughts, you let me know. It also, I'm not immune to what's going on in the world now. Just this weekend in America, there were massive gun violence in churches, in shopping centers, in malls, and people are going nuts. And, some music that I've been doing recently, there's a lot of psychological underpinning to it. And these pieces by these metal bands, mostly what I've heard in the past is noise, 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 right? And I'd never gave it really enough time to break through and for me to really understand the reason behind the noise, right? The noise is the reaction. The sound of the music is the reaction to the bullshit that we see in society, right? Just this morning, in my Instagram feed, I was seeing how James Hetfield from Metallica in a recent concert on stage is professing, I struggle sometimes. Sometimes I feel like I'm just an old guy who can't play very well anymore, and I have my friends, the guys in the band, and they lift me up, and y'all lift me up, and we move on. We're learning how to be more vulnerable in our own communication with our friends and those that are near us, and it can help bond us together, because if we don't reach out and bond with our friends over some of these things, we're gonna go nuts. That's my fear. I mean, one of the things that I've read recently on some of this society-driven sort of reaction in music. There was one, now I can't remember who, but this guy's like, when all that we see on television and going on in the world, it doesn't make sense to us and is kind of opposite of what we think reality should be, we can't help but be mentally conflicted by that. I think the line was, the only real sane reaction to insanity is insanity itself, right? So I have a lot of concerns about our current society, but I see some hope and some breaking through to really push forward, and it's getting really difficult, right? And messy, and as we try to really move forward with our society. But these guys are talking about, at least back in 2008, this is right when the big economic crash hit, right as Obama was running for president for the first time, and they're seeing society, and they're like, we're just done with it, y'all, and we're not the only ones. So wow, that hit me right over the head on this Metal Monday. John, bringing the Slipknot to the channel. Thank you for mentioning this band, John. Slipknot fans, welcome to the channel. I always try to give new bands that I am unfamiliar with a fair shake, and that's what I think we have done now. I think I understand these guys a little bit. They scare me a bit. But I think I understand their point of view, and really that's what making music is all about, is getting our message out, connecting with what we feel, with what we see, and trying to communicate it as best we can to other folks. Fascinating, heavy for a Monday, but I think we're off and running, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and we will see you next time on another edition of The Daily Doug.